Hello, world. Welcome to the Fonz's office. Today, I am here with a guest who has frequented the Fonz's office on occasion. His name is Isaiah Metituk, and he has a big fight coming up November 17th at the Rebel nightclub in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And he'll be fighting Noah Crosswell under the promotional brand of Front Row Fight Club. Isaiah, how are you doing, my friend?
Doing good, man. Thank you for having me.
Hey, thank you for making the time to come aboard onto the Fonz's office again today and to talk about your upcoming fight. It's pretty
Absolutely.
exciting to hear, man. You've signed a fight agreement with Front Row Fight Club. You're going to be going out to Toronto. Not many events have been held out in Toronto.
Yeah, it'll be the first time I've been over that way and go over there, handle business and get back in the win column. That's the plan.
Absolutely. Noah Crosswell, here's an opponent that is actually a better fighter than what is appearing on his record, which we see a lot in regional promotions. What can you tell me that you know about your opponent that may possess a challenge for you?
Honestly, I don't look at challenges. He's a body. He's living. He's breathing, and he's a target I have to go through and a body I got to put in the grave. So go in there, take him out, and on to the next.
Very nice, very nice. Now I'm noticing with the promotions that are being done, with the posters that are being made, there's something that is omitted that used to be on those posters, and that's the name Mclovin. Are you changing your nickname, or are you just going now without a nickname?
Nicknames to me are they're organic, and to me, Mclovin doesn't fit anymore. I'm not the happy-go-lucky little grappler that was Mclovin. I'm a legit mixed martial artist. I'm a legitimate killer, and I'm here to put dudes under. So I'm not Mclovin. I'm not looking for branding and promotion. I'm looking to end dudes, and to me, Mclovin just didn't fit anymore. So I got rid of it.
That You know what, I can agree with you 100% with exactly what you just said there. The branding did suit you when you were younger and up and coming, right, in the amateur rankings. It suited you. It suited your style. But now you've gone from essentially being a boy to a man, and you are now, not that you weren't a man a few years ago, you know what I'm saying, though, but now you're implementing that and cementing that uh, with your attitude going forward by dropping the name and just being represented as Isaiah Metituk.
Definitely.
Yeah, brother, I think that's a very smart move, and I think that's going to prove successful for you as you keep moving through with your career. Now, this fight with Front Row Fight Club, do you have an open-ended contract with them? Are you signed to them? Is this a one-fight contract? What's the situation there?
No, just a one fight deal. I was supposed to fight for them back in June in Niagara Falls in their first event, I believe it was. However, the guy they had didn't want to fight me. We couldn't get a replacement. So they were super cool about it. They offered me the Noah fight, and yeah, we are 3 weeks out from it. So just a one fight deal for now, but they've treated me well for sure.
Yeah, they've only had one event so far. They're on the This is going to be Front Row Fight Club FRFC 2 that will be presented. And for an organization that is in the infancy stage, let's say, they sure are going about doing things in the right way. They're getting the promotions out, they're getting sponsors on board, and they're getting good fighters to come fight on this fight card.
Yeah, definitely. They got rid of that bum Michael Imperato. He's not in the main event anymore. I don't even know if he's woken up from Saturday yet, but even if he was, there's no way he'd be cleared. So they got rid of the dead weight in him, and then they've got a lot of good guys like Xavier Nash, Wael Watson, who's a UFC veteran, Tariq Ismail. They've signed some big names. They've got some good prospects, and I think it's a banging card they've got for sure.
They sure do. I absolutely agree. And people, you should go and check out the Front Row Fight Club social media pages. We'll make sure that I put the links in the comment section or the description of this interview. Front Row Fight Club. Yeah, you got to check them out. So you've had a bit of change now that's occurred in your life as well as in your training. You used to be stationed centered out of Grand Prairie, Alberta. You've now moved into British Columbia. You've moved out west. Tell us a little bit about what went into the decision making about moving out here to bring your fight camp out this way.
Yeah, it was just the next step in the evolution, right? Things lined up. My roommate, who you know very well, Josh Kukowski, had a place for me. So that worked out perfectly, and then I was able to come down and start training with my professor, Fabiano Fernandez, and then started training with Coach Cole Smith, Coach Dehan Kayak, and there's so many good guys out here, like Andrew Vert, Taylor Christopher, Brandon Lebrecht. I could go on and on. We've got one of the best rooms in Canada right now, and I've definitely noticed a huge improvement already in the short time I've been down here. So, as far as training goes, it's definitely been the right move.
Yeah, definitely, and of course that is not putting any negativity towards where you came from at Champion. That's a phenomenal place and a formidable place to train as well. But it was just time to move from that stage and move on in your career.
Yeah, definitely right. Champion, we've got so many good coaches with, obviously Bill Mahood, who I look at as a father figure and a mentor. Luis Martinez, Gray Patino, Randy Mahan, Adam Link. There's so many good coaches there. I mean, you look at Alex Martinez, who came from there, and what he's done. But even him, he had to go to syndicate just because there's not as many high level guys there, right? They're building a very good team, and give that team 4 or 5 years, some of those kids are going to be absolute world leaders. But just for where I'm at right now in my career, I needed other, young, hungry professionals, and there's a lot of those out here in BC. So why not?
Yeah, absolutely. Part of the advancement and the change that you're going through is also incorporating in a managerial company. You're now signed with Ringside Management. Brad De Silva there is a super awesome dude. I've had many conversations with him. What can you tell us a little bit about the decision making and having a managerial company now represent you?
Yeah, it was funny. It was actually the last time I was at your place about 2 months ago. On the drive back, Brad messaged me, and we had been talking since I fought Broderick Renee for BTC about a year ago. He messaged me after that fight and just said, I like your style, good job, and we'd kept in touch. And he finally said, like, I want you to become the first West Coast guy to sign on with Ringside. Join other guys like James Clark, who's about to be in the UFC, who's very, very close. Matt Dawson, they've got some big guys out on that side of the country. And he said, I want you to join the roster and become the first West Coast guy to sign on with Ringside. And I had been wanting to for a while, actually. So it all just lined up perfectly. And he's been great to work with, and he's got a really good mind for MMA and business, and he's been a great addition to the team for sure.
Wonderful, wonderful. In the conversations that I've had with Brad, we've discussed some things in regards to contracts and public appearance and how to present oneself and all that kind of thing. And the man is definitely a professionally minded gentleman, and he's got a really good thing going there. I also see a little bit of alignment with the company that I'm wearing the logo for right now with Ringside and James Clark. There's USG Fight Gear. Have you heard anything about this company other than what you're seeing on the shirts and the videos? And what do you think of them?
Well, yeah, you helped me get hooked up with them for a sponsor for this fight. We've got some pretty sweet custom fight shorts I'm going to be rocking, and we got a bit of a brand there deal as well. So they're another welcome addition to the team. We just keep growing and growing, and it's really cool to see for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Howie Lee, the king of custom gear at USG Canada, USG Fight Gear. That's what he's all about. Growing together, building together, and so you guys can succeed together. And I've just recently made things super official by having the super fan powered by USG Fight Gear. And it feels really good to be able to have that kind of backing behind me, and being able to present and bring the branding to the fighters that I like to align myself with as well, like yourself. It just seems like a natural progression. And I think that the relationships that are formed between the fighters and Howie are something that is very incredible, and it's something that I've developed with him as well. So yeah, I look forward to seeing where this may progress to. We don't want to look ahead or look past your fight, so let's talk a little bit about the fight versus Noah. Do you have anything that you can disclose to the fans that are watching what to expect in this fight? Is this going to be a high-paced fight? Is this going to be a little laid back, check the distance? What are you expecting from this? What are you expecting from him? That's a better question that won't display your game plan.
Honestly, I don't really care what he does. I'm going to beat him everywhere. I'm going to win the fight, and it's going to be on to the next. You know, I know he's better than his record, definitely, but you know, I'm way better than my record. And to be honest, you know, I'm prepared for everything he's going to bring, and I'm going to beat him everywhere, whether it's striking, grappling, wrestling, and the only thing that matters, the only thing I care about is that I'm going to win. So
very nice. This indeed is going to be a very competitive match. You both have something to prove, and the fans are going to win by watching this fight, especially, as well as watching the event. Can you tell us how the fans are able to watch this event?
Yeah, it's online pay-per-view, which I'll be posting on my Facebook closer to the fight. And then there's tickets as well available on their website if you're in the area. So yeah, if you want to come down and watch me whoop Noah Crosswell's ass, that's how you do it.
Perfect. We will make sure that I put the links into the description as well. And yeah, wow, Isaiah Metituk, it is so awesome to be able to sit here and talk with you again. It's been a few weeks since we were able to have a discussion, and I see that things are progressing, and that you're even more ready now than you were a couple of weeks ago, and you were super ready then.
Yeah, you know, definitely. I haven't fought in 15 months. You know, I've gone through a lot just to make it to this fight. So I don't care what's standing across me, who's standing across me. I really honestly just don't give a shit. I just have to go in there, get my hands on them, take care of business, and you know, justify make sure the juice is worth the squeeze, right? So that's going to come November 17th when I get back in the cage, get my hand raised, and get back in the win column.
Beautiful, beautiful. You've mentioned a few of your coaches and training partners there at Revolution as well as Universal. Are there any other people or brands that you would like to throw a shout out to at this point?
Honestly, man, I'd be here all day. You know, I've got my team back home. I've got my team out here. I've got the man upstairs. Jesus Christ, looking out for me. And, you know, I don't like to keep too many chefs in the kitchen, right? So I keep my circle pretty small, pretty close, and I make sure that people that are putting time and effort into me really are, you know, there for the long haul, there for the long run, and that we're going to go all the way to the top together. So
beautiful. That's a remarkable attitude to have, and I'm looking forward to see how that plays out on the combat surface as well as in your own life as a human being as well. Because from my interactions with you, I really like you as a person as well as a fighter, and being able to say that and be able to follow your career for a guy like myself, it's an honor, honestly, man, because I get to see these progressions take place. I get to see the work that is put in, and I also get to see the results, and it's a beautiful thing. So I really appreciate that you've made the time today to be able to join me here and to talk about your upcoming fight. And any closing words you'd like to close with?
November 17th, watch me win. That's all that matters, and that's all I'm focused on right now, man.
Awesome, excellent. Thank you once again, Isaiah Metituk, and for all you fans out there in the world. I am Jeff the Superfan, and Isaiah and I are now signing out from the Fonz's office.